Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. By the way, this might be maybe slightly a blue pill one, too. But I don't know. There's just like a lot going on in my life right now. That's why I haven't been podcasting. I've been busy. Yeah, let's kind of get into it. It's February 28th, 2025. By the way, this is a podcast, so if you don't like hearing me ramble on and on and on about random shit, why are you tuning into a podcast? Yes, I talk about conspiracies and all that jazz, but it's long-form content. I hate when I hear, get to the point. Well, first of all, there might be multiple subjects on this episode, or it might just be me talking about one subject for 30 minutes. I just go in 30-minute spurts. People's attention spans, man. They want everything quick and loaded and let's go, like TikToks, 5 minutes. I don't know if it's Ritalin, Adderall, ADHD, ADD. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of ramble off the cuff about several things. So, where have I been? It's been a busy fucking week here at Kroger. I'm outside of it, just kind of waking up. Didn't get much sleep last night. There's a reason for that. It's nothing bad. But it's starting to warm up. And I'm so fucking thankful. Because you guys know, long-time listeners, I have MDD. Major depressive disorder. And seasonal depression. So, like, I'm from Florida, man. I like palm trees. Sexy girls in bikinis. Sunshine. Being able to go outside at any time and it's like nice and warm, this whole being snowed in, dark, depressing, I don't like it, dude. I don't like it. And people, why don't you move back down to Florida? Well, cost a lot of money, man. I mean, the economy sucks everywhere, dude. Even here in Kentucky. Kentucky is one of the cheapest places in the United States to live. And it's still expensive as fuck. So, I was going to podcast this morning. Sorry, something popped up. I was going to podcast this morning. And I hadn't podcasted all week because I've been running and gunning back and forth with Kroger. Just like, I'm not bitching at Kroger. I'm very thankful for my job. I'm very happy here. But dude, it sucks working third shift because you got to get shit done during the day. And then you got to try to go home and sleep, but be up and wake up and get somewhere at 2:00 in the afternoon and then try to go home and get more sleep. It fucking sucks, and no one has any sympathy for people who work third shift. That is one thing that I talk to my wife about all the time is everyone is on this whole, when the sun comes up, you get up, you drink your coffee, you work for hours and then come home around in the evening time. And I get it. That's probably the more natural sleep schedule. But when it comes to third shifters, man, zero fucking sympathy, man. It'll be Thanksgiving dinner, which I don't attend anymore, because most of my family is scallywags. And I actually liked that they uninvited me, because I'm like, thank God. Because they all kind of suck. Most of my family kind of fucking blows. And I honestly, even before they uninvited me, I really wasn't enjoying the Thanksgivings. I would just be making normal convo, and like they would just like get weird on me and shit. Like, here's an example. My cousin Reva, I hadn't seen her in years, and she was dating this guy, and she had been dating him for years, and she showed up with the roommate. Yeah, 2 guys and 1 girl living in the same house never turns out good. You know, we're just sitting there eating Thanksgiving, and I hadn't seen her in years, and I don't have Facebook. I don't do Facebook, social media. This is the only social media I do is content creation. Because it's therapeutic for me. It's kind of like my diary in life, a video diary, and just talking about shit. And I was like, hey, Rita, how you doing? You know, like, trying to catch up, to make casual conversation. I was like, how's Lloyd? And she's like, I hope he's dead. And I'm like, whoa, okay. And the whole family was like, oh, like I'm supposed to know her personal life, that she cheated on Lloyd with the roommate who she's there with. Like I'm supposed to know that this chick's a cheater. But then like, my mom was like, she pulled me aside after the meal, and then Reva the rest of the time like just was acting like a jerk to me the entire time. Like I was rubbing it in her face that, for one, she's a cheater and a shitty person, because if you're a cheater, you're a shitty person in my opinion. Like, just break up. But 2, like, I'm just supposed to fucking know this shit. So mom's like, I can't believe you said that. I'm like, said what? She's like, she cheated on Lloyd with the roommate because Lloyd was verbally abusive. And I'm like, how am I supposed to know this shit? She's like, it's all over social media, like everyone knows. And I'm like, Mom, I don't do social media. Like, it's weird shit like that I'm just like I'm supposed to be psychic and know everyone's problem, you know? But what was I saying? I don't even remember what the fuck the point I was trying to make. But anyways, this morning, third shift, man. People do not give 2 fucks about third shifters. Because I would go to Thanksgiving, and my little brother had the same problem, because he was a third shift night stalker for Walmart, and I was a third shift night stalker for Kroger, and I was a bartender at night too. So like, you know, the whole night shift, third shift, you sleep all day and stay up all night. That's how it goes. And we would show up to, like, me and Luke both would show up to fucking Thanksgiving, and everyone in the family would be like, dude, he looks rough. And it's like, yeah, because I'm supposed to be asleep right now. Like, imagine if, like, but, like, first shifters, they don't get it. So, like, imagine if I just came into your room, if you're a first shifter and you're listening, and you work, like, 5 to 9 or whatever, or 9 to 5, I mean. Dyslexia. But let's just say, like, you're asleep and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock's a good time to pick, because it's like you're just hitting that REM state. And I just turn on the light and wake you up and say, get up. You know, get up. First of all, you'd be cussing me out. And then I go, get dressed, comb your hair, take a shower, brush your teeth, drink some coffee. You gotta go get breakfast with me at 5 a.m. You got 2 hours to get ready. You would say, go fuck yourself. And we're celebrating a little Jewish baby in a manger, and we're having dinner. You'd be like, I'm not fucking Jewish, I'm a white dude. What, a baby in a barn? What are we celebrating? You would say, go fuck yourself, dude. That's how it is. That's why your third shift cousins look like shit. It's not because they're not taking care of themselves. It's not because they're on drugs, which they might be. Who knows? Who cares? My body, my choice. Their body, their choice, you know? Do what thou wilt. But So I've been running and gunning all week trying to get a fucking paycheck from Kroger. Like, something happened in the system. And it fucking sucked. Finally, I got fucking paid. And I'm trying to work 6 days a week. I lost quite a bit of money from not working for I think it was 3 months, because I quit Clark's. That's a whole nother story. You guys can go check that out in a previous episode. So I'm sitting on 9 G's, and I'm trying to get back. I want to work 6 days a week as much as I can and get as much overtime as possible. And now I'm making more money. I'm making $15.60 something an hour instead of $12.50 is what I was making at Clark's. I'm thankful that I was working full-time at Clark's. I'm thankful that I had a job, but I was just breaking even. I could not get ahead there. Here, I actually have a chance of fucking getting ahead again. For one, I'm able to work overtime. I can just go up to my boss and be like, hey, can I come in tomorrow? And most of the time, they're like, yeah, please, you know. They just need a body there doing work. And Clark's, it wasn't like that, dude. I had to pretty much pull people's teeth out to get just full time. And $12.50 an hour, and like, it's just dumb. Like, I was just breaking even every week. And the economy sucks right now. I'm sorry. If you are a Trump tard at this point, because I hear people like, dude, Trump's fixing the economy. Where, dude? I am not seeing it anywhere. Everything is still expensive as fuck, dude. I went and got cat food today, and my wife got like 4 or 5 like individual pixie sticks. Cat food, she got 4 or 5 pixie sticks, and I got a 20-ounce drink, and it was like $25. Like a 1/4 of a Benjamin. Which I gotta feed my cats, you know, but it's like, Jesus fuck. So I've been dealing with that. But this morning, now that I'm working again, my psyche is a lot better. And I don't know, my dad is a piece of garbage. He was like a satanic Luciferian, a pedo, evil motherfucker. But I do have to say this, man, he did instill work ethic, dude. My dad would work like 6 days a week. And I mean, hardcore fucking work. I remember going to job sites with him, helping him out on like Saturdays. And we would get there, we'd get up at like 3 a.m. We'd get there at like 5 a.m. The sun had barely come up. And as soon as we would get there, and he wasn't a coffee drinker. The only thing he would do is he would take a poop. And I know this sounds bad. He would take like an hour-long poop. And the reason why it took so long is he'd be reading the Bible in the morning. People would be like, I thought you said he's a Luciferian. I don't know why this is so confusing to people that, like, yes, my dad used to be super fucking Christian. And then he went through a midlife crisis and had a mental breakdown and became super satanic. He woke up, he got red-pilled and realized that religion is a psyop. But instead of just like being like, okay, cool, I'll just be agnostic or something chill, he got mad at God and went complete reverse, like Crowleyan, like Luciferian, you know? Like, I'm gonna be as evil as possible now. I hate God, you know? And it's like, whoa, okay, chill. Okay. But we would get to a job site at like 5 a.m. Sun's ass crack of dawn, sun's coming up. And he would literally get out of the car and run all fucking day. Like, we did not walk from point A to point B. He would run all fucking day. And my mom would tell me, like, because he worked at this company called Seneca, and they were doing air conditioning units for, like, framed out houses, and put in tri-boxes and all that shit. And most guys on the job in his team, his company, it would take them an entire week to do one house. My dad would do 3 houses in 1 week. So, like, he worked his ass off for my family, you know. And it's always been instilled in me, and I think it's most men, genetically. We are meant to work and have work ethic. And when I'm unemployed, trust me, dude, it feels slightly luxurious to, like, go to sleep at 4 a.m. playing video games all night and wake up at 1 in the afternoon and be like, I guess I'm gonna job hunt now. Let me go grab a beer and sit on the computer for 5 hours filling out applications, you know, and you're in your bathrobe and 5 o'clock shadow. It is nice, but when you go to sleep at night, you're not tired because you hadn't done anything. Yes, you had job hunted for 5 hours, but there's something about going to work and coming home dog tired when your feet are sore and you take your shoes off and you go, and take your socks off and, like, you're physically sore and you're actually genuinely physically tired. But you know that, like, that paycheck's coming around the corner and, like, you're going to get paid for this and you're going to be able to feed you and your wife and your kittens and, like, you're doing something. You're being a productive member of society. Even though society's all a charade, you could be black-pilled about it, blah, 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 but at least you're telling yourself that and you have a clean conscience and you go to bed and, like, you sleep like a full 8 hours because you're physically wore out. There's nothing better than that feeling, dude. But dude, I've been having health issues too. Like, my arm is jacked. I already told you guys about that. My mother-in-law, she bought me a magnetic bracelet, which I've been putting on it while I go to sleep. I don't wear it because it's all, like, gold looking and real flashy looking. Like, it looks like, I don't know, like a 1970s, like, pimp shit. If you guys know me, I do not wear gold. I don't like gold. I like silvers. And if I do wear gold, it's white gold. You know? I just don't like the color of gold. I've always thought it was just ugly and gross looking. It reminds me of urine, like piss. Somebody said, I think it was an old interview, and it kind of freaked me out. But it was the Night Stalker. I think he was the same way. He never wore gold. He hated gold. He said gold was like a symbol of Christianity and God, and he was like a Luciferian Satanist, and he only wore silver. And I didn't know about that, and I'm like, fuck, man, I sound like the Night Stalker. I just don't like the color of it, but I've been trying out that. I don't know if it helps. I'm going to see, because this is only like night 2 that I've been sleeping on it in the spot that it hurts. So, but I have a brother who's like super, he's not super high up, but he's like high up. He's like just under doctor level in the medical industry. And I do recall having like, not even having issues with it, but asking him, because I ask him a lot of medical questions. He's my doctor. I don't go to the doctor. I go to him because he's a conspiracy theorist and like super high up in the medical industry. So every now and then I'll come across like alternative medicine, because he practices alternative medicine at home. But obviously when he's on the job, he has to like promote pharmakia, and he has to keep his job. He's got children to feed and a wife and bills, and you know, he's got to put on the mask of Dr. Pharmacy. And this is what mainstream medical says, blah blah blah. But to me, he can be like an open book, and he could be like, bruh, like, do not do this drug fucking sucks. And he's super good at diagnosing and shit. So I go to him for like medical advice. But I do recall slightly, like a little grain of a memory, that I had asked him about years ago. It had become a trend. My dad was doing it because he was starting to show signs of like carpal tunnel down in Florida, you know. And my dad had started wearing magnetic jewelry and getting into like alternative medicine and all that. And I think I remember having a conversation with my eldest brother, like, bro, what do you think about magnetic jewelry? Supposedly it like helps heal carpal tunnel or like just pains and soreness in general. And he's like, I don't know, man. He's like, to me, I don't think that sounds very healthy. Because you got to think, man. And I don't know why I always think of this scene with Magneto in like the original X-Men movie. Let me check the time. We're going to be cutting it close. But do you remember like Magneto somehow he has like one of his team members he's locked up in a plastic jail, and he keeps having one of his team members, I think it was Mystique, slip this guy iron pills, and the dude got super ironed up in his bloodstream. And Magneto, like, one day the guard had enough iron in his blood, and Magneto was just like and like slammed him up against the wall, and then like ripped all the iron out of his pores, and he took the iron and like made it bullets. Like, it's a dope fucking scene. But I mean, think about it, dude. Like using all of that, because everyone has iron in their bloodstream. So is it good to like put a magnetic bracelet on a spot that hurts? Are you pulling all of the iron to that one spot with that strong magnet? And is that causing all the iron to clot in that one spot? Could it be causing a blood clot? And yes, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it. It's gonna be a deep dive, because you guys know me. I'm like really big on self-help, alternative medicine. I've talked about it over the years. It's one of my passions. I wanted to make a whole segment, like series on food and health and medicine and all that, alternative medications. I still can, but I gotta think of a cool fucking name. Hit me up in the comments if you could think of one. But so I'm trying it out, and we'll do a deep dive on it. So where was I this morning? Me and Sammy had our first date of the year. I would consider it our first actual date of the year. I got off of work at 7 a.m. yesterday, and it was like towards the end of the night. It was like, morning, towards the end of the shift. It was like pretty slow. And I ain't gonna lie, like, I seen the boss and other coworkers talking, so I'm like, well, shit, if they're standing around talking, you know, I'm gonna go check out the newspaper, because I used to be a journalist. I used to be a writer for Garrett County newspaper. and Garrett Echo. I wrote for Danville just a little bit. But I used to be a paper journalist. So I've always loved physical media. And I love physical media too because, for one, they can't take it away. Like, somebody that I've always been very interested in was Kenneth Anger. Go look into him. He's a fucking rabbit hole. He's a Thelemite. He wrote or made the movie Lucifer Rising. He's an occultist, a magician. He, towards the end of his life, became like super reclusive. He lived in a like fancy hotel room in Hollywood, and he collected newspapers and collected books and magazines. He loved physical print media along with film and shit. And when he died, they had to clean out, obviously, his hotel room, and like they said, it was stacked wall to wall with just newspapers. He like archived newspapers. And I do it every now and then if there's certain articles or something. I have a decent newspaper collection of historical events, and I like it because you don't have to use the Wayback Machine. They can't change something that's printed unless they use like CERN and Mandela effect. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. But for the most part, with the internet, you can alter that shit. You can delete articles. You can hack things. You can alter reality and history with the internet. And like I always tell people, man, physical media is so fucking important. What was I saying? Oh, so anyways, I picked up a paper, and me and my wife went on our first date for the year. And I'd been trying to do this. They used to do it in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Which, by the way, I got some journalism planned down there I'm going to share with you all. Me and my wife, we kept trying to go to Rotary Club. They do Rotary Club pancake dinners, or breakfasts. And I had asked her twice. I'd asked her on dates twice of like, hey, boo, it's $5, all you can eat pancakes and sausage. Do you want to go on a date this morning? You know, we'll eat pancakes and sausage. We can come home, get a little weird, and I can go to sleep because I work third shift and work, you know, go to sleep, get my 8 hours, and go to work the next night. Like a morning date. There's Jason again. The actor. We got something lined up, and I'm gonna get into that one day. So we went down to the Rotary Club here on like Main Street, Nicholasville. I think it was 304 South Main. It was a Catholic church, St. Luke's Church. By the way, the Catholics got it fucking down with churches. And I know they get Vatican funding so they can afford all that shit. And most Catholics are usually an upper class, richer people, so they can actually afford to have cathedrals and shit. But Protestants, bro, you guys got to get into the whole Gothic architecture, man. They're beating you in the architecture department. Catholic churches just look dope. I even remember just being a kid and like seeing it on television, like different cathedrals and shit. And I'm like, why do our churches look so boring and their churches look like Castlevania, you know? So we went and had a pancake and sausage dinner. And I got to talk to some Rotarians. In the conspiracy community, like, you don't really hear anyone talk about Rotarians. They're like one of the only societies that no one has anything bad to say about. And from my vibes talking with a couple of the Rotarians, like, it just sounds like a rich people club with rich people who have money and time on their hands. Who basically can do good stuff for good people, but help people out, do volunteer work.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And they're not expecting a paycheck. Love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. I gotta go.